Hey YouTube, welcome back. I'm Roscoe, and on today's episode, I have a vent fan in a bathroom that is not working anymore. So this is what our vent fan looks like, and I flip the switch, nothing happens. So I'm going to show you how to remove the cover, pull the motor out, and we can test it, and then I'll show you how to replace it. This is your basic Braun exhaust fan for a bathroom. These are found all the time in apartments and homes. There are larger models that have lights and stuff in them. They'll work about the same way, but if there's a light in it, then there may be an extra step of removing the light portion in order to get to the fan motor. For these, you will just pull this plastic cover part down. It'll kind of spring off of there. It's held in place by a couple of wire clips. There's one on this side and one on this side. To get those off, this is difficult to film. You pinch the wires together and then they'll come out of that slot. So like these have two little loops on the end and they go up into this slot. And then when you push the plastic up to the top, they spring out in there to hold the plastic up against the ceiling. So there's one on each side. I took that one off, and then I'll take this one off of this side. And that removes the cover. Next, we're gonna look at the fan in here. The fan is plugged in on the corner here. So assuming it is plugged in, then you'll unplug it, and we're gonna remove this whole plate that has the motor attached to it. To remove the fan motor and this whole plate, you probably don't need any tools, but if it is caught on one of these screws, like there's a screw on the side here, the housing is screwed into a ceiling joist. You may need a screwdriver to sort of pop the edge of that around a screw, but if not, then you won't need any tools. It'll be clipped in the side here. There's little grooves in the side of the housing box that it is in. There's one here and on the opposite side here. So what I'm gonna do is kind of push out on the housing box until that pops out of there, and I'm gonna need two hands to do it, so I'll put the phone down. So to remove the motor, I'm going to hang on to the motor with one hand and push out on the housing box on the side. Sort of wiggle it a little bit, and then one of the sides will come off, and then the other side just slips out. What holds this plate in here are these parts that stick out on the side of the plate. There's one there and there's two on this side. So by pushing on the housing, it pushes it out off of this part that sticks out and allows this whole piece to just kind of fall out of there. Before we just run out and buy a new motor or a new fan altogether, I want to test this one and make sure that what is wrong with it is in fact actually the motor. So what I'm going to do is take this plug and plug it into any outlet that I know works. So I've got one here that I'm going to plug in the fan. When you're plugging it in, make sure your fingers aren't here in the fan anywhere. I've plugged it in, nothing happens. So the fan motor is clearly not working. If you were to plug this into an outlet that you know works and the fan starts spinning around, then it wasn't the fan motor that was the problem. You may have a bad switch or something else. So be sure and test this before you just run out and replace it. Otherwise, you put a new one in there and it still won't work. Now that we've established that our motor has in fact gone bad, we're going to order a replacement. When ordering a replacement, you can order just this whole piece, but it only saves you about $1 over ordering the whole kit, the whole box, that comes with the new cover and everything. So if you're doing a basic fan, like the one that we have here that is just the basic fan, I would recommend getting the whole thing. This is the Braun 688. Last time I looked, these were $21 on Amazon. You get the entire thing, so you'll get the whole housing, and we'll just have to pop this part out like we did on the old one, and you get a new cover, so you can put a new cover on there and it'll be all clean and shiny and new. If you are doing a fan that is a higher end model that's like a $100 fan or something, you can just buy the motor. So the motor part, just the motor itself, and I think it comes with another fan, a new fan blade. But for just the motor with the fan blade, I think they were about $19. So you can order just the motor and replace it in the housing that you have. And I will link that below. I'll put a link down there for just a motor replacement. And I'll also put a link for this basic fan that I'm installing today. And I'll put those down below. You can order them on Amazon. Again, if you're ordering the basic one, I would get the whole fan. If you have a complicated fan or a more expensive higher end model, then you can just order the motor and probably save yourself some money. We have our new fan assembly and it comes inside the housing like the other one was, so we'll need to pop it out the same way the old one did. So push out so that this pops off the side, and then here's the two flaps that are going the other side. As you can see, the new one and the old one look virtually identical. So it should just be a direct replacement. I'll be able to just pop this one back in the ceiling and be all set. When we go to put the new one in, we're going to want to line it up where there's this square hole for the outlet. So my outlet is in this corner right here. So I'm going to put that square hole to the outlet corner. Now, the far side from the outlet, it has the two tabs that stick out. I'm going to slide those in up in there first and get those lined up with the slots where they go, right here in the middle and then on the side. And then I will push up this side that is toward me, and I'm going to push it all the way up until it snaps in place. There. If you heard the little pop, I hope I wasn't in the way when it did it. Now that it's in place, I can go ahead and plug it in. And now you're going to want to hit the switch and try it. Okay, my fan did come on. It came on and worked like it was supposed to, so we'll put the cover on. To put the cover on, you flip the little spring things out the sides. You pinch them, and you slide them up in the slot. You can do one at a time, or you can try to do both slots at the same time. I kind of prefer the one at a time method. So you pinch the spring together and then it'll go in this slot. Our final step is to push it up to the ceiling. And there you go. Nice new shiny vent fan. Hope you found this helpful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next time.